Moving on to the next team here, we have the Washington football team. They obviously made the playoffs last year. They had a losing record. They were 7-9, but they still made the playoffs regardless. And they gave the Tampa Bay Buccaneers a run for their money in the playoff game as well. Heineke came out and did his thing. But however, the Washington football team did part ways with Alex Smith this season, signing Fitzmagic in the offseason to kind of fill that void here. So, Tori, I'm going to kick it to you first on this particular one here. What game do you have circled on their 17-game season here that is a must-win, must-watch, that type of thing?
Week 3 versus the Buffalo Bills at Buffalo. There again, if you want to be taken seriously, you have to go out and you have to beat top-notch competition.
Right.
For them, that is a great game. It's a great early season matchup for them. It's a great test for them to test their mettle. Are we for real, or do we need to tweak things? So I will take them at that Bills just because the Bills are dominant on defense. They are dominant on offense. They have a dominant special teams. They are literally probably one of the most complete teams out there. And Washington, if you want to be considered one of the best, go out and prove it. Beat one of the best this year.
So do you have them winning that game, that Week 3 game?
Absolutely not. Me, I'd give them a chance if they were in Washington, but they got to go up to face that Bills Mafia. Not a chance. Not a chance in hell.
All right, Combs, what about you?
I'm going to go, again, same team that the Giants. I'm going to go with that Week 5 matchup versus the New Orleans Saints. If they beat the New Orleans Saints, that could be the difference, in between them making the playoffs and not making the playoffs. I have them having a decent season, and I have them faring very well in the division, but I feel like that game versus New Orleans will make or break their playoff hopes.
So go ahead and put a number on that division record. What do you have them going in the division?
5-1 in the division.
Wow, that is really impressive. So I have a couple games circled here, and it is a rematch of the playoff game, that Week 10 game versus the Bucs. They're both coming off of buys. They're with their Week 9 buys. As I don't think Washington is going to have a chance in this game, but I think this is a good measuring stick for them to see actually where they are, and then it's going to catapult them into that Week 11 game, which like that is a game that I actually have circled. It's the Carolina Panthers. They travel to Charlotte to take on the Panthers and Sam Darnold himself. And I actually have them losing this game to the Panthers just because I don't think the Washington football team is going to be as good as they were last year. Yes, they have a complete team. They are a quarterback away, I think, and maybe a receiver but Fitzmagic is not the answer there. Heineke is not the answer there. And I think the offense is kind of bitter how they did Alex Smith, to be honest with you. I actually have them going 3-3 in the division, splitting all the games. So, Tori, what do you have them going in the division?
I have them going 6-0 in the division because the rest of the division sucks.
This is the best division in football, Tori.
No.
Yeah.
I have them going 6-0. Dallas is overhyped. There again, the Eagles are basically a bye week for whoever plays them, and the Giants are a year away.
Wow. Okay. So you had that. So you at least have them 6 wins on the season. So what is their overall record, Tori?
I have them going 13-4.
Wow.
13-4.
Holy 13-4. Mother of God.
Oh, okay. So who are their 4
Tori,
losses?
Hook me up with your dealer, bro.
Yeah, like exactly. Because you have the Buffalo Bills. Okay.
Chiefs.
Okay.
Packers. And who is my other one here? Actually, I take them and I have them losing to the Chargers in Week 1.
Wow. So you had them going into Mile High and beating the Broncos. You had them beating the Buccaneers at home. You had them going on the road to Vegas, beating the Raiders. Wow.
Yes.
Combs, did we hear that correctly? 13-4.
I'm gonna grow. I'm gonna grow a beard and just to show my belief in Fitzmagic.
Wow. Okay, Combs, what do you have there as overall record? If it's 13-4, I'm quitting the show.
I have them at 9-8 this year.
Okay, that's a little bit more realistic, I think. I mean,
yeah.
9-8.
I think so too.
I mean, isn't that what you had the Giants as well? No, you had the Giants at 7-10.
No, Giants at 7-10.
So
7-10.
Is that a division winning 9-8?
It is not.
It is not. Okay, because the NFC has not had a repeat champion since back-to-back Super Bowl wins from
Yeah,
New England
they
Patriots.
won't have one this year either.
Yeah, so I actually have the Washington football game team going 6-11 this season. I do have them starting the season off 2-0, and then the wheels kind of fall off.
And that's why I had that circled game, that Week 5 game against New Orleans. I have them losing that game, but if they win that game, that puts them at 10-7, and that puts them really close to winning that division again.
Yeah, I actually have them winning that Week 5 matchup versus the Saints, but that gauntlet of a schedule between Week 3 and Week 10. I mean, you play the Bills at Falcons, Saints, Chiefs, Packers, Broncos at Mile High, and then the Bucks. I mean, that's kind of a make or break stretch there, right, Tori?
Yeah.
110%. I absolutely agree with you. But there again, the Saints are terrible. So I don't know where Brandon's getting that information that they're going to be good. If Jameis is at quarterback, Brandon's in trouble.
I mean, we will break down the Saints, coming up next week here, but the only thing that they lost was their quarterback. So I'm not for sure how they can be horrible. But one of the Washington football team's biggest off-season signing was the quarterback of Ryan Fitzpatrick, and they released Alex Smith, and they also signed Heineke to that 3-year, $25 million deal, I think it was. Combs, do you see Fitzmagic starting the season for Washington?
No. Yeah. I don't think there's anybody else that could. I mean, it's the Washington football team. So the reason why I said no at first was just because I think they'll be stupid and they won't make the right decision. But I could see Fitzpatrick starting for them. He always finds a way to.
Right. And Tori, you said you had Fitzmagic starting as well, right?
Yes. Yeah. I think Heineke was a flash in the pan type thing. That was a Gardner Minshew type showing.
Right. So does Fitzpatrick play all season, Tori, and lead them to the 13 wins?
If he does start all season, 13-4. If he gets hurt, that changes things dramatically for my picks.
Is it are you almost flip-flopping it to 4-13?
No, not that bad.
Okay.
Just because that defense alone is worth 2 or 3 wins.
All right. So do you have them making some noise in the playoffs then?
I do. I have them making a little bit of noise in the playoffs this year. I have them winning their first playoff game. So
okay. So Combs, let me kick it to you. Who is the lead or the team MVP for Washington football team in the 2021 season?
It's a tough one. I really want to go with Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to go defense here, and his name's escaping me right now.
Chase Young.
Chase Young, yes. Chase Young is going to be the MVP.
What about you, Tori?
I'm sticking on the offensive side of the ball. He was a surprise last year. He's not going to surprise that many people this year, but Antonio Gibson is probably going to be in the upper echelon of running backs after this year.
Yeah, and I'm going to stay with Combs here and go on the defensive side of the ball, but I'm going to go to the other defensive end because I think they're going to be double teaming Chase Young all season long. I think Marquez Sweet has a huge season, and that defense is going to be very, very dominant this season. So, guys, any closing